I don't know if any of that recorded. I just started a reading for you, and then something happened with the charging cable. I might have to send you 2 videos, but in case I don't have a recording of what started, Mercury is in retrograde right now, so electronics are acting up, and it doesn't surprise me at all. It's just kind of annoying, but I'll just do it all in this one. As I said in the other one, I've already shuffled the cards. I cut them in the other video. And I'm doing this new spread called What the Actual Fuck. I shared it on Facebook, but I thought that sounded fun and thought you wouldn't mind being a guinea pig for a new spread. So it starts out kind of like the Celtic cross right here. This first card sums up your situation, and this affects that situation. So this is the crux of your issue right here. And I was just talking about how this card right here is rest. In a regular deck, it would be the 4 of Swords. So it's not one of the painful swords cards or, one of the tragic ones or anything like that. It just simply is rest. A lot of us are in go mode all the time. Go, go, go. You go to your work, then you run your errands and you take care of the kids, you make your dinner, whatever. We're always doing things, but we need time to process the things that we've learned. We need time to integrate the experiences that we've had, and we need time to just heal our mind, our spirit, our body. It's imperative that we take some rest, and that is really at the foundation of not the foundation, but that is the core of your issue right here. Is a time for rest. So it's pretty fortunate for you that right now, you're not able to be in go mode all the time. Your car for not working, but that's actually a blessing, because you do need to take some time to step back, just take it easy, go slow, reflect. What crosses this ties right into that similar message here. We've got the Hermit. In this resting time, take some solitude, which you're like I said, you're kind of forced to. Yes, you're around people, but you're more likely to go within during this time of rest and get in touch with your inner self, consult your higher wisdom, take a break from the outside world, and just figure out, where you're headed, what you've learned, what you want out of life, and kind of, because a lot of times, like I always say with the winter and the summer, there we have everything in the world has growing and resting periods. Our hair does, plants do, and so when it's frustrating that things kind of slow down, or, your car's broken down, or it's wintertime, you're not as mobile as usual, there's not as much going on, just look at that as your resting period. And resting period is where we store up our energy and we prepare ourselves for the next growing period. And when that happens, you'll be rested up, you'll be wiser, and you'll be, recuperated from whatever. So, yes, so this is the resting, and this is the Hermit, which signifies a major life event because it is a major arcana card. But if you look, it's an older fairy signifying somebody that's got a lot of life experience. And they're lighting the darkness with their very, very sparkly, fiery wand thing. A lot of symbolism going there, but, this could be a really good time to get in touch with your higher self and develop some wisdom, like I said. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. Okay, the next cards for this, what is real? Sorry, my cat is, she likes being around the tarot cards. So what is real about this? Queen of Summer, excellent. Most likely this is a person. And so, and again, this is a new spread, so I don't really know what they mean by what is real. But since the next card is what is wrong, I would say that this would probably mean like what is right. What do you have going for you? This is a supportive female who is, being the summer, that would be cups. So it would be a very she would be presenting as like a Pisces, Aquarius. No, I'm sorry. Aquarius is an air sign. A Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer. But she doesn't necessarily need to be one of those. It's just that the characteristics of the water signs are that they are very nurturing, very emotional, very loving. Their cups are overflowing with love. They want to take care of you. They're the ones that want to make sure that you're warm and that you got home safe and have you eaten today. So very gentle, possibly artistic. So somebody in your life, and again, that's a perfect person to have if you're resting. It's somebody to nurture you. You remember when you're a kid and you're sick and you're resting on the couch and your mom brings you like some Jello or ginger ale or whatever, tucks you in with the blankets. It's good. It's good to have a companion when you're in that break from society, when you're in that solitude time, when you're resting, that is concerned for you and that cares about you and wants to make sure that your needs are met. So that's awesome. Okay, what is wrong with this situation? We have the Three of Autumn. So interesting, because this card is usually a pretty good card, but I have a feeling that I know why it's something that's wrong. So again, Autumn is Pentacles, and that's hard work. You're putting labor into things, you're working hard, you're getting returns on your labor. So exchanging your hard work for things like money, luxuries. This is a very material suit, so it's all about the stuff, which isn't bad. We do have to focus on stuff. We can't live without it, unfortunately. But since this is in the position of what is wrong with this situation, could be several things. You might be working too hard. From what, and I'm trying not to have like a biased interpretation of this card because I happen to know that you do work hard, but and that even could be because of the situation that's forced you into a rest. Maybe there's things that you're not able to get done. So that could be it, but I'm just not going to go by what I know about you. I'm just going to kind of tap into my intuition and see what that tells me. So what's wrong in this situation? So I see somebody that is working on their project. They look a little grumpy, but they are working hard, and it might be that I'm taking this to mean that you pour so much of yourself into your work and you identify so much with who you are as an employer, not even just with your job, but the things that you do for other people, or the things that, that keep you busy. You identify a lot with that. So you're struggling a little bit with being in this mode because it's unfamiliar to you. It's something that is foreign territory for you to venture out into that hermit mode. You're not used to it. You feel like you should be doing something. And so, taking this rest is hard because you feel like you should be doing something, and that is to you who you are. But that's what makes it that much more important that you do. And you learn who you are aside from what you do. Because, Wayne Dyer says, if you are what you do, then who are you when you don't? And I think that about Olympic athletes a lot. Their whole entire life revolves around that sport. What happens if they get crippled or something? What else do they have? So this is a time to figure out who else are you during this time. Part of your inner wisdom could be, who am I aside from all these roles that I play and all these things that I do? Who am I inside? So while, to you, this might be the worst part of this situation, I think it'll still end up benefiting you. But it is probably uncomfortable. All right. Then the next one is, where do I need more info? The Empress. Interesting. Okay. So this is another major arcana card. Significant life event goes with, we've got the Hermit, the Empress. Now, okay, so here, Summer being cups and emotions. It's not necessarily, so I would say this would be more of like a Pentacles type thing, that type of nurturing. And I'm not saying that this isn't nurturing, but this is just, it's so difficult to explain the finer differences. This is just like lovey, affectionate, but not, this person isn't as responsible, I guess, like not as focused on the material thing, more head in the clouds, like an airy, not an air sign, but just kind of a very heart-centered person, but maybe a little flighty and flaky. I what I'm trying to say is, so I think that this definitely is a person, and the area that you need more info, this doesn't necessarily need to be a person, but a lot of times, this being the mother of the tarot, this is nurturing but in a different way. This is nurturing as far as making sure that your physical needs are met. You see all the finery, the fancy dress, the sparkling gold. There's, the little babies have the stuff. But she's not materialistic. Like, she's got all material things, and she's got all the money, and she's got that castle and that gown. But that's not what she lives for. The reason that she's smiling so much, the reason that she's so delighted, is she is able to give to others, to make others happy, to use her wealth and her means to bring a smile to the people who she cares about. So this is the ultimate nurturer. This is a lover. Like, this person loves and will, like, hug you and kiss you, and this person will also love you, but by doing things that take care of your physical existence. And they could be the same person. I'm really sorry. I haven't run into this in a really long time. I'm trying to consult my intuition, and I'm a little stumped, because how would this be an area that you need more info? I don't know. We'll have to go back to that one, or maybe you'll have some type of an insight. If you look at the card, whatever calls out to you, maybe you'll see something that I'm not seeing. Yeah, there's a heart underneath the baby, and it has a lock. Then there's a trunk, and it's full of, probably money and stuff like that. So I think while this person is very free with their money or wealth, or, as far as being nurturing, their heart is locked. So maybe what you need more info on is how to get the key. And this is just, me looking at other things. And there's a few, like, tiny little fairies that are there helping her. I don't know what the tiny fairies mean. And I see the locked heart as, this person is very demonstrative as far as doing things, but possibly emotionally locked away, which would be the complete opposite of what this card is. This is a very open-hearted person. So I don't know how they could be the same person. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm wasting time. I'm just thinking. All right, so the last one is, what can I do? King of Autumn. Whoa, doesn't he look handsome? So this is it's the Pentacles again, and it's the King. So he's very mature as far as material things go. He's very mature with money. And again, it goes back to to over here, and in a way here too. So what can you do? This is to be mature as far as making decisions that affect your material existence, your livelihood, your family. Make good, responsible decisions for your family. You can, be financially wise and frugal, make good spending decisions, good investment decisions. Take your time and learn about things before doing them. And we're going to all right, I'm going to pause this a second because I need to do a little bit of reflecting on this and think it over. I don't want to, run out the clock while I think about it. So I'm going to pause and then I'll come back. Okay, so I thought it over a little bit, and I don't know, I could just be off tonight. But I'm going to do a quick recap and tell you what I think. All right, so again, at the foundation of your issue, you're in a place where you need to rest. Think about what your next steps are, but get yourself together before you get back into action. And then take some time to get in touch with yourself and your inner wisdom. Figure out who you are outside of what you do. And that is going to be a little bit difficult for you because it's something you're not used to. So for you, that's the worst part of what's happening. But something that's real is that there is somebody who does genuinely care. And that this is a very open-hearted, loving person, probably a woman. what you need more info on. So I'm looking too hard at the characteristics of the Empress, as being the mother of the tarot and being the nurturing thing, and I'm getting hung up on, well, how could this be this person? But then I forget right here, this isn't who she is. This is who she is to you. And so for you, your Empress would be somebody that would rule your household with you. I mean, somebody who you would want seated on the throne beside you. I mean, because if you were, of course, you'd be in the role of the emperor. So to you, whoever this is, whatever suit this is, whatever card this is, that would be your Empress. And so that's what I was just getting hung up on. It can be the same person. The reason that it's in this position, what do you need more info on, is how do you get from here, how do you get this person into the role of your Empress? And during this time, when you're having your reflection and your thought, and this person is there for you, you may be gathering the info that you need, saying that you need more info as to whether this person would suit that role, whether this is the time to move them into that role, whether you should take the next step, whether this person is fit to rule with you in the kingdom of your life. And it looks like, that might be something that you're considering, taking things to the next level, or, putting this person in the mother. And I'm not saying like mother as in getting her pregnant, although don't freak out, but don't rule that out either. It could pertain to either deciding to have a baby or needing more info on whether or not, that's going to happen, or figuring out whether she wants more kids and you don't, or whatever. But even if that's really irrelevant. Honestly, what this is, what you need more info on, just has to do with this person who's there and cares and showing a lot of love while you're doing your thing. Whether or not, or how to, or when to, information is making them your queen, your queen. So now that we've got that sorted out, and then what you need to do, which is perfect. I mean, you would need to be her king, and what you would need to do in order to unlock that heart, and to, if that is what you decide that you want, or, if you want to move to that, then you would need to show to be a person who puts family first, who makes responsible decisions, and who provides and cares for the people that he loves, puts a lot of thought into the decisions before he makes them. I know, and of course everybody's got their sides, and I know at your heart you can be a very determined, motivated, dedicated, and responsible person. Have we all made irresponsible decisions? Of course. Have we all gone through periods of life that we weren't necessarily that way? Well, definitely. But I think if the incentive is there, you can definitely rise to the occasion, and you can be the person in that role, and you can be in charge of your life, and to prove that you can be the mature aspect of the Pentacles. So that's not to say boring. When I say responsible, I don't mean no more having fun and just, like do the same thing day in and day out until you die. I mean, that's not necessary in order for you to embody this. All that would be necessary is to make sure that you're showing a concern for and providing for and nurturing the people who are nurturing you. And I know very well that you can definitely do that. So hopefully that made some sense to you. And I'm sorry that took so long. It is a new spread. And I guess I overestimated my ability to just wing it. But I'm going to upload it and send it to you.